Hello. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I'm going. uh, Hello, friends, kind mothers, strangers. I know there's a lot of strangers out there. I don't know you who are watching this. So you're a stranger to me. So I'm going to at least be less of a stranger for you by practicing on display. So this comes from, let's see, this idea of yogis on display. I will share what that is about right here. Uh, Here we go. So, yogis on display. Unlike in cultures long established in the Dharma, spiritual practice is not visible in the everyday life of Western society. While many Westerners practice some form of spiritual practice, the actual practice is often kept private. This is a great pity. Not only does it speak volumes about the level of spiritual maturity of the West, but it also means that many people never encounter Dharma in the first place. If spirituality is not publicly displayed, the fact that there is an alternative to essential confusion and suffering does not reach the masses. In an attempt to counter this, Amrita Baba has initiated the Yogis on Display project. The idea behind Yogis on Display is to encourage spiritual practitioners of the West to become living examples for others. Instead of hiding away in our modern city caves, we need to bring meditation, mantra singing, yoga practice, and so on directly to where it matters, straight to the middle of the hamster wheel. Displaying the solution to existential confusion and suffering is a hands on, time tested way of practicing care and compassion for all beings. To spread the message of yogis on display, the hashtag yogis on display has been created. Practitioners who chose to take part are encouraged to take a picture of themselves and share it on social media using this hashtag. This way, more people can learn about the initiative, and become inspired to light the torch of Dharma in our public sphere. All right. So that's a message found on the website Amrita Mandala. Let's see, .com/yogis hyphen on hyphen display. And so, what I will attempt to do is display my practice whether it be, well, I'm not such a great practitioner, whether it be meditation, mantra singing, yoga practice, and so on. I will maybe take pictures or even better, take videos or the videos that I upload. For example, this one, it's being uploaded live, or it will be saved live, or it archived in the Wake Up and Think Clearly YouTube channel where you are at right now. And I will place a hashtag yogis. Can you see this highlighted? I don't know if you can. I highlight it on my phone. It turns blue. Hmm. I wonder if I can go do this. Will it, let's see, ooh, oh no. Never mind. Oh, wait. Go back to Zoom. Am I in Zoom? Yeah, I'm in Zoom. See if I can highlight it. No, I can't. Let's see. Let's see if it lets me. Uh, well, uh, I screenshotted something. Anyway, I'm gonna exit. I don't know. No, I don't want to exit the meeting. Uh, sorry, I got technical difficulties, technical confusions. Oh, there we go. Okay. No, but wait, I will share a picture. Let's see if I can share that picture. Da, 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 da. I wonder if it's in here. Yeah. Can you see that? So I highlighted the hashtag yogis on display that was showing on the video, on the, not the video, but what, on the web page I was sharing. So I'm going to place the hashtag yogis on display for this video, this session, because now I'm going to display that I am practicing yoga, some kind of yoga, because I I bravely uh, declare myself a yogi, a yogin, a modern day yogin, living in a city cave. This is my cave. Okay. Well, and what is my practice going to be now? Hmm. I'm going to study. That's my practice, is to study. Study a book. In particular, a, a sacred book. Let's see. This one maybe could be. Well, it's about yoga. And if I'm a yogi, a practitioner of yoga, I should be reading, studying this book, the Yoga Sutras, the Patanjali. Patanjali. Okay, so there's my practice. Is to study this book. Why this book? This is a superb book. It's a superb contribution to the secondary literature on yoga, critically grounded on in scholarship on yoga and the rich textual history of the tradition. His name is Edwin Bryant. Who is this guy, Edwin Bryant? Huh. Bryant nevertheless succeeds in transcending both the extensively technical approaches to yoga scholarship as well as much of the popular nonsense about yoga in the proliferating schools in the New Age market. Bryant impressively communicates the essentials of yoga philosophy and practice to the thoughtful but non specialist general reader. I'm the general reader. This his translations from the Sanskrit are precise and well grounded, and his interpretations are provocative and persuasive. His book will surely be welcomed by both serious scholars and responsible practitioners, such as I, or I'll try to be. Okay. Mm. So he does a translation from Sanskrit to English and a commentary of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras to reveal the rich tapestry of schools and viewpoints that form the background for the yoga tradition. The yoga tradition. Is that is that part of Hinduism? Yoga tradition, or is it put up part of Buddhism, or is it independent? Dr. Bryant teaches us to delight in the diversity of ideas and commentaries that come along with the equally diverse practices of yoga. So there's diverse, a diverse, a diverse set of yoga traditions, it sounds like. Or I get the impression. Well, there's Kundalini yoga, there's Hatha yoga, there's Bhakti yoga, Kriya yoga. In Buddhism, there's An- Anuttara yoga. No, there's in Tibetan Buddhism, there is highest yoga tantra. Anuttara yoga tantra. Dr. Bryant teaches us to delight in the diversity of ideas and commentaries that come along with the equally diverse practices. He helps us to look deeper into a universal pattern of all practices, talking, no, taking us out of the fundamentalism and exclusivity of our own schools, grounded in an unbiased sense of ancient history. He clears away the confusion about the meaning of and the connections between different yoga philosophies. His book is a well rounded and inspiring course on the real connections between ideas, practices, and direct experiences. I enthusiastically recommend it. Richard Freeman, author of The Yoga Matrix. We could go on and on and on with great praise of Edwin Bryant's work, The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Who is this Edwin F. Bryant? Well, who knows? But at least we can discover that he received his PhD in Indology from Columbia University. He has taught at Columbia University and Harvard University, and since 2001 has been professor of Hindu religion and philosophy at Rutgers University. Bryant has written numerous scholarly articles and published 5 previous books, including a translation of the 4,000 verses of the 10th book of the Bhagavata Purana called Krishna, the Beautiful Legend of God. In addition to his work in the academy, Bryant teaches workshops on the Yoga Sutras and other Hindu texts in yoga communities around the world. His website is edwinbryant.org. Okay. It's oh, you know what? So let's go to the chat area. I wonder if I if the chat gets saved somewhere. But there's also let's see. If I go back. Let's see if I go and I type in Edwin Bryant.org and I go like that. Will it take me there? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hmm. It's wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm loading up a page. Maybe I typed it wrong. It's not loading. Let's try it again. Let's see. Oh shit! I think I spelled it wrong. Edwin Bryant. I think I, I should Edwin Bryant org. I spelled it right. What's wrong with this? Hmm. Let's get rid of the let's get rid of the this if it goes there. Okay, now it works. Oh, it doesn't require HTTPS. Okay, so that's what it should be. So I go back to here. So this it should be this correction. Okay, so there it is. So it should go like that. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to share. Yes, I'm going to share his website. So I go like this and I see, let's see. Oh man. Big God. Okay, and go, oh shit. Didn't work. What the hell? It didn't work. Edwin Bryant. Oh, maybe you get it like this. Okay. Oh man. This, I don't know what's wrong with this. Even clear text not permitted. Edwin Bryant. See if this works like this. Ah, shit. Let's see if I can go like this. Oh gosh, I can't get it to work. Oh, it should work. Oh man, this is messed up. I couldn't get it to work. Let's try again. That's weird. Oh, wow, man, what is wrong with this? And I picked it up from there. I can copy it over here, paste it, go. Let's see. What if I go to Google? Oh, this is not working for me. Bing, Bing. dot let's see if that works. Okay, now if I go Edwin Bryant. Oh, wow, that is weird. Even on even the link from here won't work. That is weird, man. Well, there's a course available where you study the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali based on the book. It offers the opportunity to learn foundational Sanskrit concepts, apply this knowledge to personal yoga teaching and practice, and study with a scholar who wrote the most popular translation of the Yoga Sutras today. Wow, there it is. So, what's the big deal about this Yoga Sutras? Oh man, oh man, what can you say? What can I say that how can I say? Well, oh, let's go back to stop sharing and let's find out why is this so important. Mm. Why is the Yoga Sutra so important? Oh, maybe we should find out by reading the foreword by BKS Iyengar. Iyengar, a famous yoga hatha yoga teacher that popularized yoga with his Light on Yoga book, which shows him doing all the hundreds of poses and how to do them correctly. Hmm. He wrote a foreword saying that he congratulates you, the author. You? Yeah. On your lucid commentary on the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. I have appreciated your commentary, quoting the traditional commentators Vyasa, Vasaspati Mishra, Sankara, Bhoja, Raja, Vijnana, Bhiksu, Hariharananda. And it reads well. You have presented it in simple and fluent language with which I am sure will be easily understandable to readers. As you are dedicating it to the teachers of yoga, I am sure your book will provide the teachers with plenty of knowledge so that they may grasp the philosophy behind the subject and move toward the higher aspects of life in their sadhana practice. Patanjala Yoga is a practical subject and not a discursive one. As each individual is electrically alive and dynamic, so yoga is a living, dynamic force in life. In order to savor its essence, one needs a religiously attentive, dynamic practice done with awareness and absorption. The life of man is not only the conjunction of prakriti, the sheaths of the body, and purusha, the soul, but also a combination of these two. Yoga is a means to utilizing the conjunction of Prakriti and Purusha for freedom and beatitude, moksha, as the two are interwoven and interrelated. Patanjali explains the practice of Kriya Yoga in Sutra 1 of the Sadhana Pada. Sadhana Pada. repeating the same ingredients as are found in the niyama disciplines, namely tapas, svadhyaya, and ishvara pranidhana, discipline, self-study, and devotion to God. This three-tiered definition clearly indicates the path of karma, jnana, and bhakti. Through Patanjali, no, though Patanjali advises bhakti in the beginning of the text, I considered the disciplines of yama and niyama as corresponding to karma marga, the path of action, asana, pranayama, and pratyahara as corresponding to jnana marga, the path of knowledge, and dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, samyama as corresponding to bhakti marga, the path of devotion. Mm, in his opinion, I would say, because he says, I consider. So karma marga, the path of action, con- contains yama and niyama. That's kind of like disciplines, maybe ethical, like do's and don'ts. Asana, pranayama, that's breathing, and pratyahara, that's yeah, asana is the poses, and pratyahara. Hmm, pratyahara. Uh, I think that's kind of abstaining or closing up the senses. Pratyahara. Pratyahara. Well, it says it references chapter 2, 46 through 55. So we can go here and find out what is chapter 2, 46 through 55. So we go chapter 2. There it is. 46. Let's see. 26, 31, 40, 46. Oh, we're getting warm. 45, 40, 46. So posture should be steady and comfortable. Patanjali now moves on to the third limb of yoga. The term asana is rarely found in ancient mystical Upanishadic texts, except on occasion in the sense of a seat. Tiriya. Although it is used in the Gita in the same sense, Shira, steady, in which it is found here. Although the entirety of yoga is typically understood and presented as asana, physical posture, in the popular representations of the term in the West, it is actually only the third limb of yoga, not an end or goal unto itself. Although see the comments on Guruji Iyengar in 139. Indeed, given that he has just dedicated 20 sutras to the yamas and niyamas, Patanjali has relatively little to say about asana, leaving us with only 3 sutras in the topic, consisting of a total of 8 words, or put differently, considerably less than 1% of the text occupies itself with asana. But of course, that is to be expected because asana is something that is hard to write about. It would be boring to write about how to place your leg around your head and what benefits. Although it's been done, yeah. Indeed, that is what most people think of as yoga is getting yourself into a pretzel, and that's it. No, that's only 1% of it in this book here. What's the other 99% about? So let's find out. Hmm. So let's see. Well, I was going to look up what pratyahara means, so maybe that's not in this section. A little bit. It's a little bit later in the next verse, maybe. Oh, here's the next verse. The following verse is about. Hmm, no, that's not about this one. Hmm. What about this one? Asana. In going, okay, here it starts talking about pranayama. Pranayama. That is the following limb after asana is pranayama. Mm. And then let's see, it talks about pratyahara, pranayama. The fourth type of pranayama surpasses the limits of the external and the internal. Mm. Then the covering. Let's see. Addition. Huh? Let's see. Pratyahara. Withdrawal from the sense objects. There it is. Pratyahara is withdrawal from the sense objects. Occurs when the senses do not come in contact with their respective sense objects. It corresponds, as it were, to the nature of the mind when it is withdrawn from the sense objects. Okay. So Patanjali now introduces the fifth limb of yoga, pratyahara, which is when the senses do not come into contact with the sense objects. That's in Sanskrit. It's expressed as Swavisaya Asamprayoga, a practice referred to as early as the Chandogya Upanishad. This is accomplished through the mind. When the mind is under control, says Vyasa, the senses are automatically under control. They do not need to be restrained separately. He illustrates this with a metaphor that is drawn from the Prashna Upanishad. Prashna Upanishad. I don't know if the S with a is that a accent? How it's pronounced? If it's sha or sa. Let's say it's Prashna Upanishad. Mm. Just as when the queen bee flies up, all the other bees fly up along with her. And when the queen bee settles down, all the other bees automatically settle down. So the mind and senses are directly interconnected. When the mind is fixed on the object of meditation, says a guy named Vijnana Bhikshu, The senses cease their functioning without any separate endeavor. But when the mind is not controlled, it becomes inclined to follow the senses and is dragged out into the sensual world. He quotes he quotes Manu here. Manu, as in the law of Manu. If even one of the senses slips away, a person's knowledge slips away through the senses, through that sense. Even if even one of the senses slips away, a person's knowledge slips away through that sense, like water from a water bag. And the Gita too states the senses are so impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind, even of a learned person who is endeavoring to control them. That's from the Gita, chapter 2, verse 60. Mm. From this comes the highest control of the senses. Mm. So, so you get, in his book, it talks about the history of yoga. Mm, mm. The yoga prior to Patanjali, the Vedic period, the yoga in the Upanishads, the yoga in the Mahabharata, which includes the Bhagavad Gita, yoga in Samkhya. The history of yoga is inextricable from that of Samkhya tradition. Samkhya provides the metaphysical infrastructure for yoga and thus is indispensable to an understanding of yoga, usually translated as enumeration or counting, due to its focus on evolution and constituents of the 24 ingredients of Prakriti, material reality. Sankhya might best be understood as dealing with calculation in the sense of reasoning, speculation, philosophy, as it is defined in the Mahabharata. In other words, the paths striving to understand the ultimate truths of reality through knowledge, typically known as jnana yoga. While the specifics of Samkhya metaphysics and yoga practice will be discussed more elaborately below, we can briefly note here that this metaphysics is dualistic. Dualistic insofar as ultimate reality is conceived as containing two distinct ultimate principles: Purusha, the innermost conscious self, broadly synonymous with the notion of soul, and Prakriti, the material world with all its variegatedness, within which the Purusha is embedded. While yoga and Sankhya share the same metaphysics and the common goal of liberating Purusha from the encapsulation, their methods differ. Samkhya occupies itself with the path of reasoning to attain liberation, specifically concerning the analysis of the manifold ingredients of Prakriti, from which the Purusha is to be extricated, and yoga more with the path of meditation, focusing on the nature of mind and consciousness, and on the techniques of concentration in order to provide a practical method through which Purusha can be isolated and extricated. We must note here that while on occasion we use the language as do the commentators, more appropriate to Vedanta, of Purusha being extricated or liberated, we do so rhetorically. In fact, as will be discussed, Purusha is and has always been eternally free, liberated, and autonomous, according to Samkhya. It is the mind, not Purusha, that must become enlightened. Oh. So, what do you think? What have we learned? Uh, it's something to think about. Will this help me wake up and be able to think clearly enough to find the way out of this matrix, this mess that we're in? We'll soon find out. But first, I must bid you adieu and dedicate all this effort in me producing this and in you listening to this. May our merit, accumulated merit, be uh, be sealed in our minds by way of dedicating it to all sentient beings. I produce this for the benefit of all sentient beings, including you listeners. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So until next time, I will close this shop because I have things to do, like go to work, of course.